Thiruppaavai Pasuram 13. Pullinvai Kindanai Polla Arakkane. Before Andal takes us into the strength of this Pasuram, let us gently hold the essence of Pasuram 12. In the previous Pasuram, Andal makes our heart soft. She showed us that God always responds to sincerity and not perfection. A God whose compassion flows naturally when the soul cries honestly is the essence of true devotion. We were reminded that devotion is not about fear, qualification, or flawlessness. It is about truthfulness of feeling. Now, having assured the devotee that divine compassion is real, Andal moves to the next essential quality on the spiritual path, that is courage. In Pasuram 13, Andal's tone becomes energetic and affirmative. She invokes Krishna not as the gentle child alone, but as the protector of the universe. She speaks of the Lord who tore apart the Rakshasa Bakasura, the Lord who destroys cruel and arrogant forces, the Lord who did not hesitate when Dharma was threatened. Why does Andal suddenly bring this imagery of power and victory? Because devotion cannot grow in a heart filled with fear. Fear silently weakens surrender. When fear dominates the mind, prayer becomes bargaining. Faith becomes doubt. Devotion becomes insecurity. Andal understands this deeply. She knows that many devotees approach God lovingly yet remain inwardly afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of punishment, afraid of life itself. So she reminds us, who are we surrendering to? We are surrendering to not to weakness, not to uncertainty, but supreme strength guided by compassion. Andal assures us gently but firmly. The Lord who protected the world will protect your life. The Lord who destroyed external evil will also destroy internal weakness. Our inner enemies are subtle. They are fear, arrogance, self-doubt, jealousy, ego disguised as intelligence. Just as Krishna removed obstacles that threatened harmony, he removes tendency that disturb our inner peace. This Pasuram is not about violence. It is about inner courage. Courage to stand by Dharma even when it is inconvenient. Courage to trust when outcomes are unclear. Courage to surrender without anxiety. Andal teaches us that spiritual life is not an escape from challenges. It is the strength to face them with faith. When this Pasuram is recited daily, something subtle happens within us. Fear slowly loosens its grip. Confidence replaces insecurity. Trust replaces constant worry. We begin to feel protected not because life has no problems, but because we no longer feel alone within them. This is true spiritual protection. Andal's message here is powerful. Spirituality is not weakness. It is not submission born of helplessness. It is surrender born of strength and trust. The strongest people are not those who control everything. They are those who trust the divine order and walk forward without fear. Thus, Pasuram 13 completes a beautiful inner progression from sincerity in Pasuram 12 to courage in Pasuram 13. First, Andal assured us that God responds to honest devotion. Now she assures us that God stands with us as our protector. A heart that feels loud and a mind that feels fearlessness together create true surrender. Let us carry this truth into our lives. When fear arises, remember the protector. When insecurity appears, remember divine strength. When the mind trembles, remember who walks beside you. I repeat, when fear arises, remember the protector. When insecurity appears, remember divine strength. When the mind trembles, remember who walks beside you. With that remembrance, life itself becomes prayer. Wow, what a statement. With that remembrance, life itself becomes prayer. Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu.